And I just want to thank y'all so much for going down this new journey with me of the Reddit stories. It's something that I love, and I've been doing it for a little bit, but I'm just now ready to put it on YouTube. So hopefully y'all enjoy. My favorite subreddit, am I the asshole? My mom feels like my sister should have married my husband instead of me. I'm upset at my mom and my sister because of something my mother said. But everyone around me feels like I'm overreacting. So please, be brutally honest in telling me if I'm being insecure or if my mom and my husband are wrong in this. Damn, okay, your mama, your husband, your sister. Let me give you a little bit of backstory. My husband James, 34 male, and I, 29 female, were neighbors growing up. My sister Fran, 34 female, was in the same grade as my husband growing up. Everyone knew my sister in school because she was smart and beautiful. James had a huge crush on her, and all of us knew about it. And he asked her out for senior prom, and Fran shot him down in front of the whole school. They still remain friends, but he moved to a different state for college. Mm-hmm. We did not hear much from him, except when he was back for the holidays. James and I were never really friends growing up, since I was in middle school when this happened. In fact, I'm much younger than both of them. And they would actively avoid me or involving me in their hangouts and activities. I went to a good college and got my first job in the same city as James. My mom suggested that I contact James since I didn't know anybody there. Maybe become friends, and we became friends. And 3 years later, we got married.
Now, did he know that you was little sis?
Yes, they was neighbors growing up.
Oh, okay, so it was cool.
Yeah, because he was actively avoiding her, so there was no grooming there.
Right.
We moved back to our hometown during COVID as James's mother had health issues, and our jobs allowed us to work remotely. Mind you, we both have high-paying jobs and love our life. Fran also had a good life. She was married when she was 23 and her husband was pretty well off. 2 years ago, Fran discovered that he was cheating on her for most of the entire duration of their marriage with multiple partners, and she decided to break things off. Okay, good job, Fran. Fran moved back with my mom. Okay. Fran had not worked for the entire duration of their marriage and was expecting to gain significant alimony from the divorce. However, due to complications regarding prenup, she rarely got anything and is financially struggling. Damn. She got a job, but is barely able to afford her own place and continues living with my mom.
Sound like she made bad decisions in life.
I mean, but she's 34. You can really still turn your life around at 34.
Nobody said you couldn't, but you still made bad decisions in life.
I mean, I would just need to know what the husband was like before they got married, because, like we was talking about earlier, like, some people trick people and then get married and be like, oh, you stuck, now I'm finna cheat on your motherfucking ass. I'm finna dog you the fuck out because you can't leave me, nanny boo boo. I pay all the bills of this motherfucker.
Some people are also good people, so we can't say that he was necessarily doing something bad up until a point. She could have got comfortable, got lazy. He could have been encouraging her to do something with herself.
He was cheating the entire duration of their marriage.
All I'm saying, hold on, hear me. I'm not defending nobody. All I'm saying is we don't know who they were.
Very true. James and I were supportive of her during the whole process, since James and Fran were friends growing up. They both have a special bond. They have their inside jokes and stories, and I sometimes feel like a third wheel when we all meet. However, James keeps his distance has never given me any reason to believe that he has lingering feelings for her. Fran, on the other hand, constantly visits us like 2 to 3 times a week and ends up staying for dinner and sleeping in our guest room. I don't mind her coming over, but I do not like the fact that she talks more to James than with me. Also, she always comes over when I'm not at home. I often find them sitting on the sofa next to each other watching TV when I get home. Sort of reminds me of my childhood where I was locked out of the basement when Fran had friends over and I would just feel left out. Friend is also too comfortable around James and walks around the house in just a towel after her shower when James is around.
Nope.
Or sleeps naked or in her underwear in the guest room without locking the door. I have voiced my concerns to her, but she always says that we are family and she does not care. I have also voiced my concern to James, and he does make effort now to explain stories and inside jokes if Fran makes them. The main issue happened this weekend. I was hanging out with my mom and Fran was recollecting stories about how James would do her homework and do her chores for her growing up. She said he was so much in love with me. I kind of felt guilty for taking advantage of him. My mom jokingly said that I wish you had the wits to marry James other than your loser husband, and it would not have been in this situation. Fran smiled after hearing that and nodded, but I was hurt by the comment. I protested to my mom that James is my husband, and I do not want her to make such comments about him. My mom doubled down and said that she feels like because both James and I are high earners while Fran is struggling. So it would just make sense if Fran was to be married to James, and I would be fine since I do not need James to financially support me. She kept on saying that it was all hypothetical and just wants both of her daughters to be happy. I did not like those comments, and I told them not to speak like that about James and my marriage in general. Fran chimed in and told me that I should not take those comments so personally and that I'm being too sensitive. However, I had a fight with both of them, and I left. It made me think. Both of you line up, and I'm finna smack both of y'all. And that's exactly what happened. That's so funny to me. I don't know why. That's so funny to me. When I came home and told James, he also sided with my mom and Fran and told me that her mom just made a harmless joke. I also raised the issue of Fran's behavior around our house, and he told me that that is between me and my sister, and he is not going to tell Fran about what she can or cannot wear in our house. Honestly, I'm just really feeling really bad since the situation, and despite everyone apologizing to me, things just don't feel right. Am I wrong here for reacting the way that I did, or does everyone else have a point? And should I be more secure about my relationship with James? What do you think the judgment is, babe? Am I the asshole?
People might say she's the asshole, but at the same time, I don't know if she's justified or not in being the asshole. Because I can get the feelings of insecurity and where they generate from. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And as her husband, James should do better in trying to respect that and understand that.
Yeah.
You know, despite this being your childhood best friend, you chose to marry her little sister. So that's something that James could learn to do better. But yeah, I think justified asshole.
I think James still got feelings for the sister, no matter what he's saying.
That could be true.
But reading it for what it is, yeah, if they gonna call it an asshole, then she's definitely justified asshole, because that's wild to say.
It is.
Like, that is crazy. Why would you? No matter what, if somebody says, "Hey, please don't say that,"
that's it.
I don't like that.
That is it.
Then it needs to stop then. And this is your child telling you, "Mom, this makes me uncomfortable. Please stop."
Yeah. And it's something about her husband. It's not like this is just a boyfriend,
right?
You know, or even
or some dude she's been talking to for a little bit. He just coming around. Like, I don't think they have any kids from what I saw. Yeah, I don't see any mention of kids, but they're married and they're happy. She happy. I don't know. Top comment. Not the asshole. Your sister is really hanging on to the fact that he liked her in high school. This is a problem because she is at such a low in her life.
Yep.
She needs to wake up and learn boundaries. Your mother encouraging her ridiculousness. She should be saying that your sister should be more like you, financially independent and in a stable marriage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It has 4.1 thousand upvotes. Comment under that says, yeah, sister probably one of those that peaked in high school.
I agree wholeheartedly with both of them.
Yeah. Guess what, babe?
Hmm.
We have an update.
Hmm? So what happened?
So basically the update is just another title of the story again. And the obligatory thank you everyone for supporting my previous post. I'm not reading the summary of what happened because we know what happened. We just talked about it. The comments really made me paranoid. And I did see everyone's pointed that James may have married me because of his crush on Fran. That's gross, but could be it. This really shot up my anxiety. And I started snooping around. My husband literally makes me check his phone for messages when he is not around. So I knew there was nothing to hide. However, I was so spooked by how my sister always knows when I'm not home. And why James and Fran are always sitting on the same couch when I come home. I tried talking to my husband, and he told me that my feelings were valid. However, he also said that Fran is going through a tough time and refused to say anything bad about my mom and Fran. Last Friday, I went to the gym as usual in the evening, and when I came home, Fran was sitting in the living room while James was cooking dinner. I got a bit angry and asked her, what is she doing here? And she said she had no plans for the night, so she came to hang out with us. It really annoyed me. And I told her that I wanted to spend a quiet weekend with my husband, and if she can come some other time. She could see I was upset, and she started saying how our mom was just being silly, and that I need to let it go since it was just a joke. I told her I did not find it funny, and we also got into a fight. She said that I am always an insecure, annoying kid, and no wonder no one ever liked me. I'm just really hurt. But James stepped in and told Fran that she needs to leave. I have never seen James be so forceful with Fran. Fran muttering some other pleasant things to James and then left. I was in tears by the end of the whole thing, and James was consoling me. I was really upset and spent the night in our room alone. In the morning, I prepared notes on all the things I wanted to ask James. Your comments really helped me get my thoughts straight. I know I was being very insecure, but after reading the comments, I really started questioning if James married me for me, or just because I was Fran's sister and looked like her and people called me a dollar store friend in high school. James and I had a long conversation, and I told him my anxieties and insecurities. I told him how it makes me feel, and he spends so much time with Fran. She visits us, and they now have their own inside jokes. I asked him if he still has feelings for her. He was calm and smiling the whole time. He said he will tell me the truth, but does not want me to hate him for it later. He said that he knows Fran used him all their days in school because she knew he liked her. When he went to college, Fran still tried to keep in touch, but putting distance between them made him realize how badly she treated him. And he decided to just cut contact with her so he can work on himself. That was the reason. He rarely visited us when he came home for the holidays and stopped being friends with Fran. I told him that it bothered me that he chose Fran before me and ignored me during our childhood. That was the reason I always had that doubt that I was his second choice. He said that I was 13 when he went to college. If he would have liked me instead of Fran at that age, then we would have a different problem. That's literally what I was thinking. He told me that when I contacted him, he thought that I must be like Fran and was not very enthusiastic to meet me. However, when we hung out a few times, he realized that I'm nothing like Fran. We soon became close, started dating, and got married a few years after. He told me that Fran was married by then, and he saw that I was always put Fran on a pedestal and would get jealous when Fran posted vacation pictures or the new shiny things her husband bought for her. That was the reason he never told me that he does not like hanging around Fran, as he feels that for me. Fran was always the North Star. He told me that he has always kept his distance from Fran, and she was a non-issue since we had only met her a few times a year. However, after her divorce, he did not know how to act. He said that he was grateful for uprooting our lives and moving back to our hometown for his mom's health. He wanted to do the same and take care of his family. When friend got divorced, he supported her in every way that he could for me. Even though he realized it meant spending a lot of time for her and listening to her bring up all the memories from high school that he wants to forget. I told him that it bothered me that friend would come to our house as often as she does, and generally in the evenings when I go to the gym. He told me that he also finds it odd, and she knows my gym routine and always comes on evenings when I'm not at home. However, he told me he's always kept his distance from her, and if she did anything that would raise alarm, he would have told me immediately. She just makes him all the old movies or TV shows they watched growing up and gossips endlessly about their high school friends. He told me I need to trust him and that if I want him to be the bad guy and ask friend not to visit us often, he can do that for me. However, he knows that I will eventually make up with my mom and friend and does not want blame for being mean to friend. Okay. However, he told me that he will not tell friend what to wear around the house, as it would be creepy if it came from him. I felt I got a lot of assurance and I needed from James, and I will never doubt the amazing husband he has been. My mom and friend visited us on Sunday, and my mom profusely apologized to me. She told me she does not want to make me feel bad for her comment, but she would never wish anything bad on my marriage. She meant to say that James was a great guy, and she hopes Fran can find someone like him one day. Fran was a bit sour and apologized, to all of us for the name calling on Friday and told us that it's just her hormones. She says she likes hanging out with her sister and her best friend and hence comes to our house. I told her she is welcome to come anytime she wants, but to call ahead of time in case James and I have plans for the evening, and she agreed. I really want to move on past this issue, but I want to put firm boundaries on when Frank can come over to our house and hang out with James alone, as I know it bothers him too. Overall, I feel like things are good now. My worst fears did not come true, but I do feel like I need some therapy in order to deal with my insecurities. Yeah, that's everything.
I think therapy is the name of this episode because people, and they're not pursuing therapy, really tends to mess them up over time.
Mm-hmm.